I have some rare good news for everybody on the foreign policy front. House declares U.S. military role in Yemen's civil war unauthorized. Damn. So the resolution states that the 2001 authorization for use of military force doesn't apply to us going after Shia Houthi rebels or helping Saudi Arabia go after them. See, that was the argument that was used, that, okay, so under Bush, we got this authorization for use of military force, and that was to go after terrorists who were attacking us. That was the idea. Now, that's already kind of questionable because that's too broad, because then what they do is they say, okay, well, that includes Al-Qaeda. Okay, they attacked us, makes sense. But then they go, no, but that also includes the Taliban. Wait, what? The Taliban didn't attack us. But they go, oh, no, but the Taliban was housing Al-Qaeda, so close enough. And then they just broaden it out. Oh, that includes Al-Shabaab. That includes Boko Haram. They just keep going. Even if those groups didn't attack us, even though they're terrible groups, if they didn't attack us, they go close enough. Well, then they got to the point where they're doing it with Shia Houthi rebels. Shia Houthi rebels, like with the other ones, like with Boko Haram and Al-Shabaab, they didn't attack us. But one wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to or something. Shia Houthi rebels, they're not trying to attack us. They just took over Yemen. Yemen's the poorest country in the Middle East. These guys don't have the resources, the ability, or the numbers when they're fighting a war in Yemen to go attack Wisconsin. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So in other words, it is bullshit. They just try to say the authorization for use of military force in 2001 allows us to attack anybody, anywhere, for any reason. Shut the fuck up. That's their position. Well, guess what? Justice Democrat Khanna says, no, that's not true. That's nowhere near true. These guys aren't a threat to us. They could be bad guys, but they're not going to attack us. So, no, we don't give you authorization. You need congressional approval for this. We don't give you that authorization. So, what happened? Well, Khanna proposed, let's just stop arming Saudi Arabia completely. Why? Because that's the only thing that makes fucking sense. Saudi Arabia is taking our billions of dollars worth of weapons and they're massacring civilians. They're bombing mosques and schools and hospitals and open-air markets. They're blockading a country, pushing it into famine. They're a fucking terror state, man. They're a terror state. Women do not have equal rights. They say atheists are terrorists. You really want to arm this state as we pretend like we're in favor of liberal values and freedom and democracy? You can't do it. So Khanna's like, let's not arm them at all. Well, guess what? Leadership in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party said, no, we're not even going to entertain that idea. Fuck. Okay, so what does Roe do? He goes, well, at least say that the war in Yemen requires authorization from Congress under the War Powers Act. Because again, this is not covered in the 2001 authorization for use of military force. They go, no, we're not doing that either. So this is Justice Democrat Khanna running into a fucking brick wall, a roadblock from corporate Republicans and corporate Democrats, the leadership of both of them. And they're just like, no, we're going to continue to do these wars and there's nothing you can do about it. And then Roe's like, well, at the very fucking least, can you declare that the war is unauthorized even while we're still letting them do it? And they were like, okay, sure, we'll do that part. So, look, and this is why it's so important that we get Justice Democrats elected. Because Khanna's point was, let's stop arming Saudi Arabia. Let's stop fighting in Yemen. This is not covered under the War Powers Act. So the military actions, all military actions in Yemen are unconstitutional. That was his original position. And the leadership in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party forced him to water it all the way down to the point where they said, okay, what we will vote on, and what passed, by the way, overwhelmingly, is that the U.S. military's role in Yemen is unauthorized. So they're declaring that it's unauthorized, but it's a toothless resolution because they're still allowing them to continue to do it, which I agree makes no fucking sense, but hey, it's our Congress and that's what they do. So this is a good first step because it's acknowledging that what we're doing is unauthorized. That's not okay. You can't do that. It's unauthorized, even though they're still doing it. That's a good first step, but we need to go further. And the only way to go further is to get more Justice Democrats elected. Because the Republicans are not going to be with you on this. And the corporate Democrats are not going to be with you on this. So what's the answer? Get rid of them. Get rid of them. JusticeDemocrats.com/fight. We're running 32 of them right now. 32, and we're trying to get more and more and more, okay? We want all Justice Democrats in Congress. Because when we have Justice Democrats in Congress, guess what? Saudi Arabia wouldn't have billions of dollars worth of our weapons. We wouldn't be fighting in fucking Yemen. It's time to make the changes that the American people need and deserve, okay? And I haven't even mentioned, this will be the final point I make on this, but who are the Houthis fighting? Al-Qaeda. So Saudi Arabia is bombing them, but Saudi Arabia has also armed on the ground Sunni militias. Who are those Sunni militias fighting in Yemen on the ground? Al-Frickin-Qaeda. So according to the U.S. government, according to our current policy, we must fight alongside Al-Qaeda to defeat the Houthis because the 2001 authorization for use of military force for us to fight Al-Qaeda now covers us to fight on the side of Al-Qaeda against the Houthis. R.I.P. logic. That's what I have to say to that. But Khanna fought super hard behind the scenes to try to get us to not arm Saudi Arabia at all anymore and to get us out of Yemen. He fought really hard, but he ran into the brick wall of the Republicans and Democratic leadership. Support Justice Democrats and let's get a bunch of Khannas and Bernie Sanders in there to fight on these issues. JusticeDemocrats.com/fight. Go do it today.